Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael and it's been a while, but I'm back. Firstly, a quick shout out to Grant Tassie Brown, who I recently bumped into at Melbourne International Airport. We were there to greet Demsey Haney and the team and ask him some questions in a lead up to his unified undisputed lightweight rematch with George Kambosos Jr. Tassie's a great guy, humble, funny and outgoing, and if you want to check him out, go to Boxing Deep Dive on YouTube. It's hosted by Lyndon Hosking. Now these guys are ex-amateur and pro boxers and give a great inside look into the world of boxing, from fights, fighters, but also the promotional and management side of things as well. So please check them out. They're very insightful and I'm learning a lot about the local scene from these guys as well. So make sure you check them out. Boxing Deep Dive. Competing with the Kambosos Vs Haney rematch on the same weekend and a day before their bout is a peach of a super lightweight fight between two talented Australians, Paro and Brock Jarvis. On the line is the WBO Global Super Lightweight title, and the event is brought to you by Angelo, Carlo and Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. It's going to be a great night, choc-a-block with exciting and hopeful Aussie talent like Demsey McKean, Abdoulaye Mayweather and Skye Nicolson. It goes down the 15th of October Australian time and coming to you from Brisbane, Queensland. Brock Jarvis comes from fighting stock, and like his father, uncles and brothers, it's that fighting pride that former champ Jeff Fenech identifies in his young charge, and the reason Fenech has put so much faith and belief in what Jarvis can achieve moving forward in his pro career. Moving up into his 8th division, I believe, 24-year-old Jarvis has already shown that he can dig deep and overcome near catastrophe when in his last fight against Alejandro Frias back in late 2021. Jarvis was practically out on his feet and at the receiving end of a belting for over a minute by the aggressive Frias, who smelled blood in the water. On the verge of a potential stoppage by the ref, Jarvis hung on and was saved by the bell before coming back, turning the tables and taking the Mexican out in the 5th round. In Fenech's own words, Jarvis is only improving and getting stronger and hitting harder with the more size he puts on. And now at super lightweight, he'll be looking to impose himself on Paro. Jarvis is a come-forward pressure fighter who will look to make Paro not just uncomfortable and to break him down. Jarvis will look to give Paro nowhere to run. Like his coach and trainer, Jeff Fenech, Jarvis will look to maul and muscle Paro on the inside and switch between digging deep to the body and pepper his opponent with nasty short uppercuts. I think Brock's power will translate well at super lightweight, as he is a big guy with a big frame for the division, and he is filling out and growing into that body the higher up he goes in weight. I can see why there's so much belief in Jarvis, and Hearn can see it too, touting how much he loves the action that Jarvis brings to the table. But for the style that Jarvis utilizes against a style like Paro, who moves in and out and can counter whilst keeping a calculated measured distance, in order for that style to work, he has to be able to first trap Paro in order to implement his standout attributes like his power. Jarvis is handy at cutting off the ring and utilizes angles really well. If he can get Paro on the ropes, he can really put a hurting on Paro, but Liam is a much more cerebral fighter and he won't be easy to pin down. Paro, when switched on, is elusive, slick and tags his opponents with quick, stinging shots upstairs and downstairs. Carrying a record of 22 wins with 13 by way of KO or TKO with 0 losses or draws, his mobility and movement around the ring makes him formidable in a sense that he carries enough pop to frustrate and disarm you. And he's just as quickly out of range as he was in range to inflict his assault, making it that much harder for his opponent to hand him a receipt from their exchange. The WBO #1 ranked Queenslander really is in the mix in terms of his standing in the world rankings, and is surrounded by some real killers. Killers like Brendan Lee, Arnold Barboza, Gary Antoine Russell, Jose Ramirez, Regis Prograis, and of course Josh Taylor, the WBO and ring champ, who will be moving up to welterweight very soon. But there are many more in the 140-pound division. Of course, there's Teofimo Lopez also, who is new to the division. It's clear that all these guys are quality opponents, so it's up to Paro and Jarvis to prove that they belong in the mix with these high-level guys. Both Paro and Jarvis have a litany of regional and minor international titles behind them, and they both, roughly about a year ago, had breakout fights in the US market where Paro and Jarvis found that If there's one guarantee in a sport of sweet science, assume that they didn't know this already, is that you're not going to have it all your own way, and both fighters had to wade through choppy waters to get to the other side. Paro overcame a stubborn and undefeated Puerto Rican in Yormar Alamo, but did ultimately get over in a tight one by split decision. With Paro's slickness, boxing and power, because don't forget, more than half of his fights have ended before the final bell, and we're talking about stopping guys far bigger than the guys that Jarvis has been stopping, particularly early in Jarvis's career. I get the sense that Paro's aforementioned attributes will inevitably nullify Brock's early aggression, pressure, and power. Jarvis, with a record of 20 wins, 18 by KO, no losses or draws, is a serious threat, and we get to see how his abilities translate at 140 pounds, because if it's not enough to trouble Paro, if Paro can weather the storm, he might just get over. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to eat my shirt, but I honestly could go either way on this one. But I think Liam does enough to get over on points in what will absolutely be an exciting domestic fight between two very talented fighters. Certainly not an easy fight to predict, and I understand the belief and confidence that Jeff Fenech has in Brock Jarvis. He understands the game and knows the mind and ability of his fighters, but I'm not going to sit on the fence, so I have to pick a winner. Jarvis looks bigger, he's slightly taller, but Liam is acclimatized to this weight class and spent a longer time in it. Along with his boxing ability, I'm going to give him the slight edge. Before we hear from the experts, a reminder to please jab that like, share, subscribe and notification bell. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. Hey, looking for some new threads? We've got t-shirts, hoodies and more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop, so make sure to check them out. I've said for some time that life is a fight outside the ring, and like so many, I too have battled with anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and so many obstacles in life. These were dark times, but I turned it around, and my experiences might help you to do the same if you are or have dealt with similar hardships. It's all documented in my book, How to Get Out of Life Traps, and it's available on Amazon, so just follow the link below. Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one. Looking for somewhere to store your crypto? I'm not a financial advisor, but it's pretty obvious that cryptocurrency is growing in popularity and utility. And many folks think that they've missed the boat on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but they couldn't be further from the truth. And if you're invested or looking to invest, CoinSpot has you covered. This is not a paid sponsor, but CoinSpot is what I use to buy or sell crypto, and it's where I keep my investments safe. Click the link below and check out the up-to-date and user-friendly charts and overall platform that is blockchain certified and trusted by millions of users. Follow the link provided and enter the code to receive $10 worth of Bitcoin just for simply signing up.